There should have been a warning label somewhere saying, "Do not insert foot in mouth." Unfortunately, there wasn't, and now you regret what you've said. What is it about the company's sexual harassment policy that's so hard to understand when a stupid sexist joke seems so funny? That's just this week. What about using the laptop for personal use before that and then ignoring an annoying shop safety procedure before that? There appears to be a pattern, and it has something to do with your inability to take ethics seriously. Maybe the solution is the dreaded D word. Of course, nothing takes the fun out of life more than the D word. That's right, discipline. Not the kind of discipline that comes after getting caught, but the kind that keeps you out of trouble in the first place. That is, self-discipline. Somewhere in your earliest memories, you learned that saying please, not whining, and being good had something to do with self-discipline. But as an adult, the only time you hear about self-discipline is when you're trying to lose weight or quit smoking. The assumption is that when you grow up and are able to make free choices, somehow you automatically master the area of self-discipline. Now let's define self-discipline, so we're all on the same page. Self-discipline is the ability to do what is necessary or sensible without needing to be urged by someone else. It is the ability to behave in a controlled and calm way even in difficult or stressful situations. And it is mental self-control used in directing or changing behavior, learning something, or training for something. Understand that self-discipline doesn't happen by accident. It is practiced and refined. Self-discipline is at the very core of your ability to make ethical decisions. If mastered, self-discipline will become part of your character and will help you resist outside forces that attempt to control your ethical choices. With corporate ethics in the spotlight, it is time to revisit the issue of self-discipline in the areas of personal ethical decision-making. Granted, one can certainly make ethical choices out of fear or other factors, but making ethics a part of your character requires a measure of self-discipline. This issue, of course, does not apply to someone who willfully and intentionally breaks the rules. The key here is that one understands an ethical principle, but for the lack of personal fortitude or character, breaks it. We've all been there. It's a part of the human condition, but no matter how long the list of excuses, self-discipline has something to do with ethics. Employees must understand the power of self-discipline. It provides a sense of order in life. It puts you in control rather than your circumstances controlling you. Self-discipline focuses your mind and energy. Besides the ethical benefits, it builds confidence and character that permeates all areas of life. Rather than limiting your expression, more self-discipline grants freedom. Self-discipline doesn't happen by accident. It is practiced and refined. You can actually get better at it if you try. By definition, it is the ability to do what is necessary or sensible without needing to be urged by someone else. It is not always easy, so we need a little help. Consider the following tips. First, know who you are and what you stand for. This means that your level of self-discipline is not based on outside forces. You have a clear self-awareness. You're able to step back and objectively examine your beliefs, motivations, and attitudes and adjust accordingly. Second, know how you cope with frustrations, difficulties, and disappointment. Life is full of unhappy surprises. Your character is not exemplified by avoiding difficulties, but how you deal with them. Third, follow the rules. There's no better example of self-control than a person who plays by the rules even when he or she disagrees with them. The act itself of following rules shows a certain amount of self-discipline. Filtering rules through feelings treads on dangerous, mushy ground. Fourth, value and practice patience. Patience is a lost art in today's instant drive-through culture. There's no better way to learn self-discipline than to keep your cool when timing isn't on your terms. Developing patience requires a conscious effort. Remember the old advice to count to 10. Fifth, listen, ask, and learn. Sometimes the biggest barrier to self-discipline is your own ego and self-importance. Maybe all your verbal interactions with others are merely one-way trips from your mouth to someone else's ears. Take the emphasis off yourself and listen. Ask questions. You might just learn something from what others have to say. Although many issues in business ethics come from outside influences, it's comforting to know that in an era of personal ethical choices, you have power. You don't have to be a victim of the past or of anyone else. Your integrity is yours alone. With discipline, an athlete trains and pushes his or her body to become faster and stronger. In the same way, an ethical person keeps mentally and morally fit by maintaining self-discipline in an ethically confusing world. For an ethical person, life doesn't have to come with warning labels to stay out of trouble, but "do not insert foot in mouth" might be helpful to have around.